This is S.K. Ghosh. I would like to welcome all of you to this third part of our seminar series titled An Overview of Structural Changes in the 2021 IBC. I mentioned previously this code is going to be adopted by the state of California on January 1 of 2023, and that makes this seminar series very timely. A lot of engineers need to come up to speed with 2021 IBC and changes in one of the major reference standards, which is ACI 318 for concrete design and construction. I have shown this picture the last two times, the cover of 2021 IBC, and have mentioned that the reference standard for design loads, including seismic design, it remains ASCE 716 with supplement number 1 here in 2021 IBC. Okay. So there isn't, except for the supplement, which is not without substance, the reference standard has not changed from 2018 to 2021 IBC. So structural changes in Chapter 16 are not that extensive. However, as I just mentioned, the reference standard for concrete design and construction has changed to ACI 31819, and that document is very different from its predecessor document, the previous edition, which was ACI 31814. So we have a lot to discuss in the area of concrete design. So this is why we split the 5 parts as shown in this picture. First part presented on August the 16th was on preliminaries and Chapter 16. The second part, Chapter 17 through 19 of the IBC, and then we got into ACI 31819, covered chapters 1 through 8 during the second seminar. Today, part 3, we will go over changes in chapter 19, chapter 9 on beams through section 18.9, which is in the seismic chapter. Seismic chapter is chapter 18. It is a long chapter, a lot of changes. So all of chapter 18 will not be covered today. We will go up to 18.9. Then part 4 next week. We will do the remainder of chapter 18 and go through up to chapter 22. And on the last day, we will do the remainder of ACI 318. We will do chapters 22 and 23 of the IBC as well. In chapter 22, with the cold form steel standards, there are some changes. And very importantly, the special design provisions for wind and seismic, that is the document for wood design, that has changed. So chapter 23 discussion will be very substantive, and that's what we will end with. Okay, so the dates: August 16, 17, then September 8, 15, etc. You may wonder why they are like that, why they are not sequential. Those were, in all honesty, the only days on which I could do the seminars. This is the only reason why the dates are the way they are. Okay. I normally say this at the very beginning, but before I get into the technical material, I should mention, for those of you who may not have attended one of our seminars before, that we divide each seminar into 3 segments. Today we have a 2-hour seminar, so the first segment will consist of 30 minutes of speaking time, followed by a 5-minute break, then a 10-minute question and answer session. The second segment will be the same, except the speaking time will be 25 rather than 30 minutes. The third segment is the same as the second, except that we skip the break. So we go from 25 minutes of presentation to a 10-minute question and answer session. Okay. This is number 1. Number 2 is we sent out copies of the slides that I'm going to present. Hopefully you have made a copies, or otherwise if it is available to you, so that you can take notes on the slides if you so choose. Okay. So with that, I will go into the technical part of the seminar. As I said, we will start with chapter 9 on chapter 9 of ACI 318-19 on beams. The first item is a change in the commentary. Okay. Any section starting with an R is a commentary section. The R is kind of baffling. In pretty much every other document, the commentary sections are C something. In ACI 318, they are all R. The R stands for report. If you look at ACI 318-19, it is, every page is in 2 columns. The left-hand column is actually the ACI 318 standard, which eventually becomes legal code by adoption.